Wie Sie wissen, haben wir gestern entschieden, dass Deutschland der Ukraine Waffen zur Verteidigung des Landes liefern wird. Der Bundeshaushalt 2022 wird dieses Sondervermögen einmalig mit 100 Milliarden Euro ausstatten. Die Mittel werden wir für notwendige Investitionen und Rüstungsvorhaben nutzen. Wir werden von nun an Jahr für Jahr mehr als 2% des Bruttoinlandsprodukts in unsere Verteidigung investieren.
If Margaret Thatcher wasn't dead, she would be now. After Germany's historic decision, we've learned 3 things about that country. 1. When Germany commits to something, they commit hard. 2. Everybody over 80 just had chest pains. 3. Germany is rearming, and that's a great thing. If you Google German rearmament and have a look at the first 4 pages, what you're going to find is references to World War II.
A delicate international situation in Europe is caused by Germany. Dr. Goebbels, one of Hitler's ministers, makes the sensational announcement that Germany is to introduce conscription and to denounce the peace treaty of Versailles.
Unser Volk und unser Führer, Sieg heil! Sieg heil!
And if you ask anybody about German rearmament, they're going to talk about the Rhineland in 1935 and this chap here with the funny moustache. And historically, that's normal. Like, that's what people should be thinking of Germany and the countries that make up Germany. But Germany's story starts with Prussia. Prussia is the country that formed the backbone of the German Empire. And oh, the wars they waged. They basically bashed everybody around them until one day this dude, Otto from Bismarck, turns up and says,
Gosh,
we're good at wars, let's bash our neighbours. The first country up was Denmark, and Denmark got a win, and Germany got slammed. And so Germany went back home and never waged another war until 13 years later when they asked Austria to join them. And they won. They won so hard that they turned to Austria and they said, you're next. And this was all largely a plan to unify the German states into one German nation, with the Prussians as the head of that nation. And Austria was the only big competitor, and so they couldn't have Austria in the picture. Following the Prussian-Austrian War, Germany waged war against its traditional enemy. No, not a terrible inefficiency that ruins an economy. Their traditional enemy, France. And France at the time was the dominant land power in Europe. Thanks to the shenanigans of Otto from Bismarck, France willingly jumped into a war with the Prussians and all of their German allies. So after they defeated France, they snipped off a little tiny piece called Alsace-Lorraine, took a bunch of money, and embarrassed France. They turned to all their German allies and they said, bro, wouldn't it be crazy if we united and formed a German empire? And so they did. But not you, Austria, you can f*** off. Now, wars in Europe at the time weren't uncommon, but beating France was. And once they had united, the entirety of Europe was nervous to say the least. Overnight, the formation of Germany created another great power in a very crowded field of great powers. A power who liked throwing its weight around and increasing the size of its army and increasing the size of its navy. And then World War I happened, and Germany said, okay, it's cool, we won't start another war, we'll disarm, we'll pay you guys for all the things we broke. And then World War II happened, and Germany was cut into pieces, and then mostly stitched back together. Now, when Germany wanted to reunify, everybody around the world said, yeah, good one, Germany, not again. In fact, the Italian Prime Minister said, I love seeing Germany so much, I prefer to see 2 of her. And so with all of this opposition, Germany reunited, because America said so. Now, Germany still felt it had a penance to pay for, you know, kind of starting World War I and definitely starting World War II, and winning 4 World Cups. So the point I wanted to make with all of this was that Germany had a reputation for being violent and for winning. And until very recently, a lot of people didn't want to see Germany strengthened on the world stage. So yeah, they did not rearm like a country of its size and wealth suggests that it should. So why is this a good thing? For one, it shows that Germany and the rest of the world has largely moved past World War II era politics. And now that Russia has almost started World War III, Germany feels like it has to rearm. Point number two, having another mid-strength power chips away at the US's global policeman status and climbs towards something much better, which would be a global community coming together to solve problems. And the third point is that unlike 100 years ago, where everyone started sharpening their knives as soon as they heard a war had started, people largely want to avoid conflict, which is a really good indicator of where we're at as a global community. And part of protecting that global community is having a Germany that can secure its borders and help to secure Europe and the world's peace. So if you like the content, leave a like, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff, and let me know what topics you'd like me to talk about next. Thanks to all of you for watching, especially those that made it to the end, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.